Wow, 13 of you were live off the bats. How's everybody doing? Happy Friday. Happy Friday. I was a little bit late. I was showering. I just ran 10 fucking miles. 10 miles, team. That's the most I've ever ran in my life. I'm pretty beat up, but let's give it a few minutes. Let's give the rest of you time to join, and we'll start with today's analysis. Got a couple good games, starting a ladder challenge as well, which I'll tell you guys to play for the ladder challenge in this video. And an exciting day altogether. We got new matchups, pretty good ones. One of them really stands out to me, and I'm going to explain one here in just 1 second. Last 13 plays, 11-2. Now this week we are 2-2. Over the last 4 plays yesterday, we had the Marlins, which they got destroyed. Onward and forward, right? We move forward. One game does not define us in the grand scheme of things. And now we just got to focus on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And tomorrow, I have a system play lined up. 17-4 this season. They have been pretty strong, and they've won back-to-back times. So I'm excited for that. And Sunday, we have a pretty big play as well, as long as we have everything lined up. 22 of you guys. Wow. Very small amount. How's everybody doing? Mo's Killer. Way to go. Me. Albert Como. Nice, brother. Nice. What games do you guys want me to cover? Any one of you guys want me to cover a specific game? And I'll analyze the game for you guys. Or you guys want me to just give you the play that I have lined up? Jays, Yankees. Yeah, brother. I ran 10 miles today, brother. 10 fucking miles. That shit kicked my ass, but I gotta start doing that a little bit more. I have my Ironman race in about a month and a half, September 27th, doing it in Augusta, Georgia. So I'm excited for that. Bro, what's a system play? A system play is a 2-game system, bro. So typically they play series. Baseball teams play series, right? 3 or 4 games. And I take them for game 1, game 2. And typically, depending on the game that I take them, if they lose that game, I double down game 2. And that's the system, right? If both those games lose, then the system play loses. If the second game wins, then that system wins because we recoup the profit and make the profit that we were supposed to make based on odds, right? But it's a really good system. It's a 2-game system. Back in the day, 10 years ago, when I just started in the industry, I did it for I did a 3-game system, but that was reckless because one triple down costed you a lot of money. So I didn't really like that altogether, right? Let's talk about money. Let's talk about games. Let's get right to it, right? So first game we're going to cover here that I see in the comments is the Jays versus the Yankees. The line opened up in favor of the Yankees at minus 156 and sitting at around minus 140, right? So it has pushed down a tiny little bit from the opening start. We look at the betting splits. The Yankees are attracting 77% of the bets and 85% of the handle, right? When we pull up this game through Profit Edge, last 7 days, let's see who's leading the batting categories and the pitching categories. So last 7 days, you got the Jays. The Jays are starting to heat up. They played a good series against the Boston Red Sox. They took the series. They won 3 out of 4 games on a team that was coming in pretty hot. They're leading in not the pitching category. The Yankees are leading the pitching category in that side of things. 6-4 for both these teams over the last 10 games. Pitching for today, you got Garrett Cole versus Shane Bieber. A really good matchup. Shane Bieber over the last 3 starts has really been a little shaky. He had a little bit of a stretch where he was pitching pretty well, and now the last 3 starts, you see he's given up a total of 10 earned runs in 10.6 innings pitched, so about 1 run per inning, right? Then you got Garrett Cole, 3 runs over the last 2 starts. Bullpen, both these bullpens are excellent, but the Yankees do hold a small edge here over the last 5 games, 1.04 compared to 4.57. That's a pretty big gap. And then you look at the last 10 games and listen to this, 3.16 ERA compared to 4.40. So the Yankees bullpen has really been playing well. They're going to be without Cruz and Santos, right? Now, if you guys have been joining the live streams, you guys know that Hedrick and Bender are the better pitchers. And those guys are a 1-2 punch that close out any single game. And they went on a streak of about 40, 45 innings pitched without getting scored on. And both those guys are available today. Then you got the Blue Jays. Everybody's available today. And to me, they have a higher ERA, but over the last 5 games, but ultimately that bullpen can close out any game. You look at batter versus pitcher, Garrett Cole, Kirk, Smith, and Guerrero. Have seen Garrett Cole and hit him pretty well in multiple at-bats. 35 for Guerrero, 10 for Smith, and Kirk sitting at 24 for Josh Smith, the new acquisition for the Toronto Blue Jays from the Texas Rangers. And then you got the Yankees, Paulie. Paulie Goldschmidt's the one guy that has seen Mr. Shane Bieber pretty well in that lineup. Hitting stats right now, he got 8.5 total hits for the Yankees, 7.5 for the Blue Jays, and Garrett Cole's expected to do better in this matchup based on Vegas' stats. Now, what I want to check here before I give you guys a pick on this, and first and foremost, line opened up at minus 150, give or take, and you got it sitting at minus 140, and money and support is going to this Yankees team, right? So there's a bit of reverse line movement. The Blue Jays have been picking it up as of late, right? Let's actually pull it up here through BetMGM. Give me a second here. So 155 and it's sitting at 140. So indeed, there is a bit of reverse line movement coming into that game, right? And then last thing we'll check here is Garrett Cole's success versus his Blue Jays team. So we got Garrett Cole. He's 3-0 against this team. He's faced him 5 times, and he's absolutely dealt in every single one of those starts. You look at Shane Bieber in the last 3 starts against the Yankees have been pretty stellar. 2 earned runs at most, and going deep, he's going 8.77 in the last 3 starts. Now, those starts were in 2023. So a game that I'll stay away from, but if I were to lean on it, it'd be the Blue Jays at plus 1.5. That is the stronger play. And remember, the Jays are at home in this spot as well, right? Next game that you guys want me to cover for today. Do you like the Giants? Let me actually pull it up here. Let me scroll up really quick and see what else you guys like. So Yankees, Blue Jays, I like Blue Jays plus 1.5. Red Sox, Pirates, man, and a very interesting game here for today for the Red Sox versus the Pirates, right? Because you have an opening line for the Red Sox at minus 140. Minus 140, let that sit in. Minus 140. And the line is sitting at minus 120, and all the money and the bets are going to the Boston Red Sox. Now, has the Boston Red Sox been the hottest team over the last 4 games? No. They have cooled off significantly, right? So something to pay attention to. The crowd still has this mindset that the Boston Red Sox are the best team, right? But they're facing a Pirates team that yesterday they put up 14 runs against the Marlins, right? So they're capable, and they're facing a Pirates team that are at home. Pirates OPS at home it's sitting 2nd or 3rd in the season so far in OPS, right? So last 7 days, OPS, OBP, Pirates are leading. ERA, Boston is leading last 10 games. Pirates coming in at 3-7, Boston coming in at 5-5. You look at these teams' last 4 games, and they're identical. They're sitting at 1-3 over the last 4 games. Bennett pitching for the Boston Red Sox. And he had a little bit of a stretch where he was pitching pretty well. Now, the last 4 starts, he's given up a total of 3 and 4 earned runs. So at a very minimum, he's allowing 3 earned runs over the last few starts, right? You look at Chandler, Bubba Chandler. This kid is going to be a stud in the future. I'm not saying right now, maybe not next year. He's a young player. He's a young pitcher, and he has nasty stuff. If he can control some of his pitches when he gets under pressure, he is going to be a stud. And the last few games have showed it, right? Last 2 games, 11 innings pitched, 2 earned runs. Against the Brewers, tough team. Mets have been a little bit streaky. Pirates ERA is actually leading the Boston Red Sox bullpen, something that 2 weeks ago was almost impossible to think about. Pirates sitting at 3.06 ERA over the last 5 games. Boston sitting at 4.50. You look at bullpens for today, both coming in a good position, right? You got Pirates yesterday, didn't really use anybody. And then you got the Boston Red Sox. They used one pitcher that didn't really matter. Batter versus pitcher, not much success on either side. I'd be very, very cautious with this game looking at the Red Sox. I would say that the better angle here is the Pirates at plus 1.5, or Pirates money line that. Got it at plus 110, run line at minus 150. Pirates do struggle against left-handed pitchers. That's the only reason why I'm staying away from that game. If I'm being honest with you guys, they have struggled against left-handed pitchers, but there is reverse line movement on that game. Now, do you have to play the Boston Red Sox versus Pirates game? No. There's a lot of games on the board to be able to attack. So to give you a stat, the Pirates this season, do you guys want to know what their record is against left-handed pitchers? This season, the Pirates are 49-38 against right-handed pitchers, but they're 10-26 against left-handed pitchers. Let that sink in, 10-26. So yeah, reverse line movement, everything, but in the grand scheme of things, they struggle against left-handed pitchers. Bubba Chandler's a younger pitcher that he's been pitching well, but he can be a little bit vulnerable and volatile, especially against a Boston Red Sox team that hits righties pretty well. So a game that I'm going to pass on. But if I were to tell you guys to play right now, I would probably lean more on the game total on this. But a game that I'm going to pass on altogether, Boston versus the Pirates. Next game, Astros-Mariners game. Man, what a game for today. That Astros-Mariners game has a lot of significance for both teams because they're both in the same division, right? And they're both battling for a playoff spot. The Mariners have been very cold as of late at the at-bats. You look at their last 8 games, they have averaged probably 1.5 runs over the last 8 games. So it's hard to look at the Mariners. Now, the line opened up in favor of the Astros, and it pushed down. Another game that has reverse line movements. Do you guys know what the record head-to-head is for the Mariners versus the Houston Astros? Can anybody give me a guess without cheating? If somebody guesses it in the next 5 seconds, I'll give him $30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7-1. No, they're 9-1, man. They're 9-1. Late, boys. Late. I had 5 seconds. 9-1 over the last 10 games the Mariners are against the Astros. So yeah, you can say that the Mariners are a little bit colder than the Astros. Let's analyze this game, right? Line opened up in favor of the Astros. It opened up at minus 135. Team 135. And it's sitting at minus 120. And all the money in the world is going to the Astros right now. 85% of the handle, 70+% of the bets right now going to the Houston Astros. They're home, right? Now, when we analyze this game a little bit further, let me pull it up here through Profit Edge and give you guys a better analysis. Actually, didn't even get to drink water. Found him. All right. So last 7 days. Let's look at the head-to-head first. The last 10 games. Mariners are coming in 3-7 over the last 10 games. And they have dropped 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They have dropped 7 out of the last 8 games. Yesterday, they won 1-0 because Gilbert dealt. You look at the Astros, they're not coming in that much better, but they are 5-5, and they've won 2 out of the last 3 games. Now, again, Mariners are coming in 9-1 over the last 10 games. You look at the Mariners, though, and they're leading in the batting categories over the last 7 days. Surprisingly, right? That shocked me. OBP, OPS, average, and home runs, they're leading the Astros. Now, the Astros are leading in ERA, but not by much. They're both hitting the 3.0s. You look at pitching for today, George Kirby versus Lambert, right? Kirby, over the last 2 starts, has been excellent. 1 earned run and 12 innings pitched. He's faced the Astros twice this season. 12.2 innings pitched, 3 earned runs, right? Last time he faced him in Houston, May 11th, he only gave up 1 earned run in that start. And Peter Lambert, man, we analyzed this game last week or 2 weeks ago with him on the mound, and he's been a surprise for this team, man. 2 earned runs, pitching steady. Last time he faced the Mariners, he did give up 3 earned runs, but he did go deep in that matchup. 7 innings pitched. Now, bullpens is where the Houston Astros hold a edge, right? 1.77 ERA over the last 5 games. And yesterday, they did not pitch. Mariners are a little bit more fatigued, even though they have their better arms still ready to go. Munoz only threw 11 yesterday. Ferrer only threw 15. And they're still missing arms, right? They're a little bit injured in that bullpen. Batter versus pitcher, there's a lot of success here for the Astros. Got Cam Smith, you got Paredes, you got Pena, you got Velasquez. And Altuve is out because Altuve has hit Kirby pretty well. Rodriguez and Arozarena have hit Lambert pretty well. Those are 2 guys for the Mariners that have had success in this matchup. Team props, 7.5, 8.5 for the Houston Astros. I'd be very cautious with this place, guys. And I lean the Seattle Mariners in this game. This line has moved down. It's a game that trending wise, you look at the last 10, 9-1 for the Seattle Mariners. They have their number right now. They have their number. Even though they're 3-7 over the last 10 games, I like the Seattle Mariners a little bit more. Trust me, the Astros are winning. That fire is in them. Maybe. I'm staying away from that game. I'm just analyzing the games that you guys are asking me to analyze. Game number 1 that I analyzed, and I'm going to tell you guys that I like for today. A game that to me has a lot of value just based on the odds that you're catching them on is this White Sox versus Tigers game, right? You look at the opening line, it opened up at minus 155, right? 58% of the bets and 91% of the handle are going to the Detroit Tigers. And you look at the run line, 85% of the bets and 76% of the handle going to them. And again, another game that's seen reverse line movements. Last 7 days, the White Sox lead in the batting categories by a good amount. OBP, OPS, average home runs. You look at the pitching side of things, that's where the Tigers do hold a little bit of an edge. And over the last 30 days, the Tigers have been one of the better teams in the pitching staff. 7-3 over the last 10 for the Tigers and 4-6 for this White Sox team. Pitching, you got Newcomb on the mound for the White Sox, and it is a bullpen game. He's probably going to pitch 2-3 innings, and then they're going to rely on their bullpen to close this game out. He's faced the Tigers once in the same position in Detroit, starting as a starter pitcher. He went 3 innings, 0 earned runs, and 0 hits and 4 strikeouts. Pretty good altogether. Faced him twice this season, 5.2 innings pitched. He's allowed 0 hits in those starts. It's a good stat to pay attention to. And then you got Jackson Jobe on the mound for the Tigers. He's a newer pitcher. He's a prodigy. And he is going to be a stud based on all the stats that are coming out. He faced the Giants his last game, first game, 5 innings pitched, 1 hit. Small sample, right? ERA for bullpens, Detroit's leading. Both are coming in rested and ready to go. Batter versus pitcher, Javier Baez is the one guy that has seen Newcomb pretty well in his history so far, right? You look at the player props or the team props for this game. 8.5 for Tigers, 7.5 for the White Sox in this spot. I like the White Sox here, team. I like him on the money line. You got a run line right now that's sitting at minus 165. Those are good odds right there that you're catching for a White Sox team that has a pitcher that has dominated the Tigers. And not to mention, two key things that I want to mention about this game that really stood out to me. The first one, and I'm going to give you guys another chance to make some money right here. Let's see if you guys have been paying attention or not. Can anybody guess the record for the White Sox in game ones of a division after they lose a game? 5 seconds, $30. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Damn, nobody guessed. 7-0, 14-3. The 14-3 was pretty close. The 14-3 was pretty close. They are 13-4 in game ones after a loss. Tigers are coming in 9-10, and then not to mention, the Tigers are coming in hurt, man. They're missing Riley Green, Burling, Carpenter as well. They're also missing Outman. Now, he wasn't a starter, but he did come in late in games for defense. And he's a pretty good at bat, to say the least, right? He's put pressure on Cade Smith the other day. So they are missing pieces. They have a starting pitcher that barely has experience. Their bullpen can close the game out, though. But the White Sox are coming in hot, and I like the White Sox money line in that game. White Sox for sure. Fun facts. Detroit's hurt today. Detroit's been hurt, and Detroit's been a pretty hot team. Yesterday, again, the reason that they dominated that game was because of pitching. Low-scoring game, Cleveland just wasn't capable of capitalizing, right? So it was a situation that they had the opportunity, but Detroit closed them based on their defense, and that's a big reason they've been winning so much over the last 30 days, right? Last 30 days. 14-3, no. So it's 5 seconds that I gave you guys on that. So that's game number one that I like. White Sox. And as a matter of fact, for those that are already here, that is going to be game number one for ladder challenge. I'm doing a ladder challenge, and that is game number one. If you guys did not witness the last ladder challenge, I went 9 straight. Got it from 100 to 9,700 something. And then we lost with the Mets on Tuesday, I think it was. So we're starting again today. Braves Diamondbacks, man. That's an interesting game. Let's talk about it, right? Line opened up in favor of the Braves pretty heavily. At minus 210, right? And money and support right now, you think it's all over the Braves, but it's not. It's 51% of the bets are going to them, 37% of the handle. They have lopsided action on the run line, though, right now. This line is currently sitting where? Minus 190. So it has pushed down, but again, money is coming in a little bit on the Diamondbacks. It's not like the Braves are attracting all the money, but here's the deal with this game. I'll be straightforward. The Diamondbacks have one of the best pitchers right now over the last 30 days on the mound, and that is Brandon Pfaadt. He has been dealing. He's put up 0 earned runs over the last 3 starts. Then you got Chris Sale on the mound for the Atlanta Braves, and he's their ace. Do not get me wrong, but he's been vulnerable over the last few starts, right? You got 3 games, and the last 3 games he's allowed 6 earned runs. He's not the same pitcher that has been allowing 0 earned runs in every start or at most 1, right? You look at the bullpens, and Arizona's is coming in better, and they didn't pitch yesterday. You look at batter versus pitcher, and there's success for the Arizona Diamondbacks against Chris Sale. Carroll, Moreno, Vargas, and Arenado have hit him pretty well, right? So Chris Sale is not untouchable in this game. And I like that plus 1.5 for the Diamondbacks. And if you are feeling frisky, I like that money line. That money line has a good angle to them over the last 7 days as well. The Diamondbacks are leading in the batting categories. Now, the Braves are a tough team to fade, right? They're 7-3 over the last 10 games. And in the grand scheme of things, they can hit anybody. And my concern with that game is that you look at Brandon Pfaadt's stats against the Braves, they're solid. But he's faced the Braves twice in Atlanta, and in both those games, he's allowed 7 and 6 earned runs. So a game that ultimately I would be staying away from. I like the White Sox game a little bit more. And then the game that I like as well here for today, last game here that I'll cover for you guys today, is Cleveland versus this Padres team, right? Line opened up at minus 135, sitting at minus 125. But money is going to the Padres, 65% of the bets and 67% of the handle. So it makes sense why the line is pushing down. If money's going to the Padres, Vegas is moving it exactly where the money's going to make both sides a little bit more even, right? So line movement-wise, it's pretty even. You look at the last 7 days, Padres lead in every single stat, and they're coming in 7-3 compared to 3-7 for the Cleveland Guardians. King on the mound, last 3 starts, pretty steady. 1-3-4 earned runs. Gavin Williams, better. 2-0-2 over the last 3 starts. 0.90 ERA for the bullpen for the Padres, and Guardians sitting at 5.19. Right? Thursday, the Guardians did pitch 3 arms, not the best arms, right? Batter versus pitcher, there's barely any success. Furman is on the mound. Furman has seen Gavin Williams well. That's pretty much it for the Padres. Now, for me, I'll keep it simple. I like the spot for the Guardians. I think this is a spot where Vegas knows they have the edge with the starting pitcher. Their closers are pretty much rested because they have been pitching for the last 2 starts. So I do like the Cleveland Guardians and I do like the White Sox as the main plays for today, team. For today. Those are the 2 games that I like here for today. Any other games you guys want me to cover? If you genuinely cash me out today, I'll subscribe to your subscription today. Sounds good, brother. Marlins versus Reds, no run first inning. I like the Reds, man. I like the Reds. I'm going to stay away from that game, but I like the Reds in that game. The Marlins are hurt as well. They're missing Kyle Stowers. They're missing Hernandez, 2 guys that 3 weeks ago were dealing in the grand scheme of things, right? So I think the Reds are a good spot here for today. The line is what threw me off. And Alcantara, something to mention, man. Last 3 starts, 0 earned runs, and he's going deep into games. So a game that I stayed away from because of that, but I do like the Reds in that spot here for today, guys. So, guys, if you guys didn't see my last YouTube, next YouTube will be on Monday. There's a 3-day pass. It's guaranteed. If you guys do not profit in that 3 days, then you'll get next week for free. Lock it in so you get tomorrow's system plays. Hope you guys enjoyed today's live stream. I'll catch you guys on Monday.